WipeOut HD provides a gaming sensation unlike any other.
I think what's really exciting about this version of WipeOut is that the WipeOut fans are getting the full vision.
Bringing WipeOut to HD has given us the chance to make the smoothest, most responsive and most detailed WipeOut that there has been to date.
The starting objective with WipeOut HD was to really create a showcase title for the PlayStation Network. It was always going to be a title that was only available for download from the PlayStation Store, and it was a game that when we set out to create it, we wanted to create the definitive, the most complete version of WipeOut that we've ever created. And I think with the game running at full HD, 1080p, 60 frames per second, animation, it's something that we've really achieved, and it's a title that we're very, very proud of.
We can create really believable environments to race through. We can have fantastic kind of glowing effects, we can have amazing weapon effects, and also that it's so responsive when you're playing it, it just gives you much more of a feel of being in the WipeOut universe.
With 1080p 60 Hz, you have to plan it very carefully. You have to make sure everyone is keeping on top of it all the time, nothing slips, and that can be very, very difficult to make sure everyone's working towards that goal.
I think the moment I realised that WipeOut HD was special was the first time I saw one of the ships go over the jumps, and you could see inside the cockpit, and you could actually see a tiny little display with the pilot graphics on it, and that's when I thought, yeah, this is different from the PSP version.
The PSP is quite short bursts of gameplay, maybe when you're on a train or bus or waiting for your tea in the microwave, that kind of thing. But playing it now on the big TV, you can really sit down and play it for a few hours, play against your friends online.
If you took the PSP visuals and blow them up, they work really well on a nice small screen, but you blow them up and you realise they're kind of targeted for a kind of a small console. Maybe there are some little areas of glows on the PSP that look fantastic when you see them on your little screen. You blow them up massive and you realise they're just a solid area of colour, so we've had our artists go in and work into all these areas, put a lot more detail in there.
Whereas in Pure and Pulse we had almost just one guy work on the rendering, now we've got three just doing the rendering of the track and the rendering of the environment, and then another guy just doing the rendering of the particle effects on the weapons. So there's almost as many people that worked on Pure.
In WipeOut HD, we picked tracks that we felt played the best, but also showed off some quite impressive visual features, and we knew we could get a real high level of detail in there.
The ships themselves have been totally remodelled. There is something like 10 times more polys in the ships than there is in the Pulse ships. Far more detail. The lighting is beautiful. The actual lighting of the levels is fantastic. We have all new weapon effects. We have 6-axis control.
We've got these fantastic analog air brakes, so rather than them just being on or off, you can just apply a little bit to go around a corner. You can kind of do some really nice smooth turns with it.
We started from day one with the idea that WipeOut HD would be just available for download. So what we're hoping to do with this is really take the first step in moving WipeOut from into a new era, into a new territory, and be one of the first big major digital brands that are available on the PSN.
The next thing which we're, hopefully people can see we're starting to push forward is the online aspect, the idea that you're part of a community that is not only you and your friends like it was in Pure in ad hoc and 8 people in a room, that you can be your friend, and your friend might be in France or the US or anywhere in the world.
WipeOut HD supports multiplayer for up to 8 players. We have all 12 ships and all 16 tracks available right from the start. There's no need to unlock everything. Online as well, we providing race records. We have a records table that holds everything. Every time we've ever set, those records can be filtered to just show your own personal records, your friends' records, or the global records. We think it gives a goal for every single event that you do.
WipeOut HD also now contains a split screen mode. For the first time you can play either horizontally or vertically against your friends in your own front room. The split screen is still 1080p. All the weapons are there, everything you'd expect in the normal single player mode has been transferred into the split screen mode.
You can't really beat sort of shouting at your mates in the living room, so I think split screen is going to be a lot of fun for a lot of people.
WipeOut HD is one of the first games that includes trophies and trophy support.
The trophies range from simple tasks such as taking a photograph to much more difficult tasks such as beating one of our programmers' times on a time trial.
And there's 3 types of trophies. There's the bronze, silver and a medal trophy, and WipeOut HD is also one of the first PSN games to feature a platinum trophy, which are quite rare to find.
We've now introduced a new zone mode to WipeOut HD, so the same gameplay mechanics from previous zone modes are still apply, so the craft will progressively gain speed as you progress through the zone modes. But what is special about this new zone mode now is the graphic effects. As you move through each zone, there'll be a sweep of colour passing your craft and re-tainting the whole environment. In addition to this, we've also embedded a graphic equaliser into the track itself, so depending on the theme of music you've chosen, graphic equaliser will be a much more aggressive or much more muted.
The soundtrack that we've licensed for WipeOut HD is taken from previous track that we've had in the PSP Wipeout games, but we are very happy when we spoke to the artists and spoke to them about our plans to make not just the sound effects in 5.1 in WipeOut HD, but also the music itself. So we spoke to all the artists involved in it, and that's acts like Kraftwerk or Ed Rush and Optical, and we're very happy that they agreed to 5.1 remixes of all their music tracks.
We've also included custom soundtracks, so you can copy your own music onto the PS3 hard drive, and then using the in-game menu system you can navigate to a particular playlist or a particular album, select that as your choice of music for the game, drop back into the game, and then you can enjoy Wipeout with a range of music.
The PS3's allowed us to do a lot of clever stuff with filtering and effects as well. We've got effects on everything, distance occlusion, rear occlusion, so sounds come crisper as they come past you, environmental reverb, so you'll hear scenery whooshing by.
What makes WipeOut HD truly special in our view is that, of course, it's a 1080p game, so anybody with a full HD screen will be able to see the game in all its glorious resolution. 60 frames per second refresh rate means the game plays incredibly smooth. Combine all of that with the fundamental, very, very excellent gameplay of WipeOut HD. We think that there's no other title like it on the PSN, and it certainly provides a gaming sensation unlike any other.